Well, good morning, everyone. It's a little bit of change of scenery. I'm a little tired. As you can tell, I'm not in Miami anymore. I am actually in Paris, France, headed to Milan, Italy for the EICMA motorcycle show. It is the biggest motorcycle show in the world. I want to take you along for the trip to show you the EICMA experience. There's a lot of cool new bikes that are going to be released, and also there is going to be cool products as well, because it's not just a show for the motorcycle manufacturers but also aftermarket part manufacturers as well. I also have something that I'm trying to line up for Friday. It's going to be something very special. I'm not going to say what it is yet until it's confirmed. Once it's confirmed, I'll definitely let you know. I'm pretty excited about it, but again, I don't want to jinx it. So until then, let's get to Milan, let's get to EICMA, let's see some motorcycles and some motorcycle parts. Here's a little taste of EICMA and some of the behind the scenes. This is the brand new full 6 carbon fiber bodywork for the S1000RR and M1000RR. There's going to be an updated wing design for the people who like the updated wings. These are the current wings of the 24 and 23 bikes, and it will be completely plug and play for your S1000RR and M1000RR. And take a look at this. Even the dash support, which is your front steering support, becomes carbon fiber with this kit. It comes as a total package if you'd like, and this part here is the full 6 belly pan. It'll also fit your M1000RR that's carbon already. And if you're looking to change your plastic bodywork on the 2025 M1000RR, as I mentioned, this will fit, and it will have the new carbon wing design so that it has that updated aero for your 2025 model. And here is the beauty, the black beauty. This is the Moto Corsa and full 6 Panigale V4 2025 model year. Look at these rotors. We got to get these rotors, guys. We have to get them on our own Panigale V4 and also on your Panigale V4 too, if you're up for having this crazy braking system on your motorcycle. And Full 6 is already developing all of the products for the Panigale V4, the new 2025 model year, obviously, because we do already have everything that is for the 24 and older bikes. And currently, from what we understand, everything will be available. Carbon fiber rear subframe, carbon fiber fuel tank, all your plastic parts that you want to change to carbon fiber, and all the plastic bodywork will also be available in carbon fiber. And I love this because in EICMA you see all these crazy bikes. This is not a wrap, guys. This bike was painted black because Moto Corsa always has their bikes in black over here, and all of these parts stand out. So some of these parts are prototypes. There will be 2025 model year exclusive fitments from Moto Corsa as well. That's going to be available. And of course, we are going to have a Lego Panigale V4R. This is really cool. This is actually made out of Legos. I don't know if they'll ever have this available for you guys, but I would love to have a toy like this. Also, these Ducatis, where you have Pecco Bagnaglia's MotoGP bike, you can get to see them up close and personal. As long as you don't touch, you can look. Very cool. Of course, these have nothing to do with road bikes, but they're beautiful and they are crazy fast lap time machines. And you could recognize some of the brand names that are on here, right? Domino grips, Domino throttle, Brembo brakes, the Krapovic exhaust. The best thing is, all of these parts you could fit on your own road bike, track bike, and that's the beauty of this sport. And here's a very controversial bike, the new Panigale V2, that was just introduced yesterday here at EICMA, and it got a lot of comments. Now we know the pricing. The pricing is actually lower, but the horsepower figures is the controversial part because it's only 120 horsepower. Still has these Brembo calipers. Didn't even get styled with calipers. I want to see what you guys think of it because I know horsepower is not very important on the streets, But 120 horsepower, will it be enough for people to purchase this brand new middleweight sport bike from Ducati? There are some big changes, as you see. The single-sided swing arm is gone, but still the shock is side mounted, which is very interesting. But it's got a brand new engine. It's no longer a Desmo V2. It's an 890cc, and it comes in a V2 and a V2S. Well, in the V2S form, you could have Öhlins suspension on your V2 from the factory now without it being a special model. These are the brand new BST wheels that you could get from Ducati Performance now for your Ducati Panigale V4. And take a look at this, a brand new top dollar Panigale V4 Akrapovic race exhaust. Right over here is the 2025 Panigale V4 S. Just like the one we're about to receive in just a few weeks, it has all the carbon from Ducati Performance carbon on it. You can be sure that we'll be putting a lot of full 6 carbon as soon as it becomes available. But the dash, as you see, is one of the biggest changes they did to this bike. Of course, single-sided swing arm as well. It was very, very controversial. And here's just another V4. This is not an S model. They have the Hypermotard 698 RVE. And also the 698 right here. There will be a couple models introduced as a part of EICMA. As of yet, they haven't introduced the X Diavolo yet. There's a new X Diavolo coming out. There's the new 450 Supermoto coming out. There's a new Street Fighter V4 that will be announced, which will have a single-sided swing arm that will be not existent anymore. It will have a dual-sided swing arm just like the Panigale V4. So if you're a single-sided swing arm guy, go get your 2024 Street Fighter V4, because the 25s will be just like the Panigale V4 double-sided swing arm, which I think it looks good. It's the nicest looking double-sided swing arm which I've seen. Okay, we're at the Honda booth, and I know a lot of you guys comment about the CBR 1000 RRR Fireblade that we don't have it. We would love to have that bike, and it saddens me because I'm about to show you the Honda booth. It is massive. It is the largest booth of any kind at EICMA, and EICMA is big. And if you have something big in EICMA, you could tell that it's huge. All of these sections you see here, there is all of Honda sections. They have all their enduro bikes, their dirt bikes, and everything else around over here. They have their scooters, obviously in Asian markets and some other markets where the scooters are available. They are very, very popular. Obviously Honda comes with a reliability name, but if you take a look around, take a look at how big this booth is. It is just insane. Of course, this is what we're interested in, guys. It's all of these stuff right here. The CBR 1000 Fireblades. This is the SP with the HRC livery on it, I believe. Here's the carbon, I think, that we're not going to be getting in the United States. Here's the 24-25 model year one where it got these winglets. And let me tell you, as far as the winglets go, these bikes have the most beautiful winglets. It's so integrated. It's not as integrated as the previous RSV4s, but I think it just looks so good. And if you've ever had and ridden 2008-2009 CBR 1000 Fireblade, those were the bikes to have at the time. And having owned and ridden one, I could tell you that this brings all the nostalgia and the character of those bikes. And that's why I love these things. Pricing, probably not correct for the United States market. $28,000, $29,000 is quite a bit of money for a Fireblade 1000 RRR. You really would want to have it to pay that much, because there's a lot of other competition that I could see people choosing it over. But if you want that nostalgia effect and something as wonderful as this motorcycle, this is hell of a bike. Again, unfortunately, no US proper presence, no good dealerships around. I have even yet to see this. This is the first time I'm actually seeing this bike live in person, which is crazy to think about given what we do. And let me show you all of this over here. And this is why it saddens me, because look at this heritage and history. You get Isle of Man TT bike with all the bugs still on it. Right over here. This was in 2024 used, and they left it like this. And right here, an SP that was used for the Endurance World Championship. This is a World Superbike. Right over here is a Moto3 bike. This is Johan Zarco's 2024 MotoGP bike. And over here, this is Luca Marini's very own MotoGP bike. I believe this is the current bike that is racing in the championship. And if you guys did not know, Luca Marini is Valentino Rossi's half brother. This is crazy. I would love to just sit around and take a look at that CBR 1000 RRR. I want one so bad, but I mean, you guys put yourself in our shoes, or in a consumer's shoes, right? You want to buy a super bike, you have a limited budget, you can't buy all of them. And would you really go and spend $29,000 with all the different offerings? That 2025 BMW S1000 RR is, I think, one of the best bang for the bucks. But the Panigale V4, the 2025 model year, that is the top level, and thankfully we're getting one. Well, let's go check out the Suzuki booth, guys. Since we have a Gixxer 1000 project, the 20K challenge, let's get inspired. And right off the bat, guys, look at this. This is like our Hypermotard DRZ4 SM right here. They look so cool. I'm so sold on the supermoto style bikes because they are so much fun. You just got to be careful not to get yourself into trouble by having too much fun on the street. These things are so cool. Now it makes me want to try every single one of them. But let's take a look. So this is the GSX-8R, which is one of their newest offerings. These are entry-level sport bikes, as I would call it, in terms of racing bikes. And this is a little more specced out. It has the Krapovic exhaust. This is, I guess, a track bike because it has the kill switch here, has some really cool parts, domino grips, and some suspension stuff. Let's go take a look to see if we see any super sport bikes. In terms of 1000cc, these are all scooters. Their Bergman scooters are actually very popular in Europe. I think this is the reality that the companies are switching away from 1000cc super bikes. As you see, we're in the Suzuki booth, and the only GSX-R 1000s we see are these race bikes that they have here. I assume they have them here for inspiration, also to show their top level bikes, but unfortunately there's not a single super bike over here. That's the road version. This is a pretty specced out race bike that they have, and right over here they have the classic Hayabusa. Well, that was the Suzuki booth. Unfortunately, I don't think there's much excitement around it anymore now that they are swapping away from super bikes and they have all these new smaller engined entry-level sports bikes. Maybe because we're in Europe, because in the United States we could still get those motorcycles. I really want to go and show you guys the BMW booth because that's where all the hype is about. The 2025 S1000 RR and M1000 RR. I actually did get to see Toprak Razgatlioglu over here, which is the new 2024 World Superbike Champion. I had some memories to share with him because I used to be around his dad actually about 20 years ago. And I had some stuff to tell him to put some smile on his face. Amazing guy. Maybe next season in March we'll get to go to one of the World Superbike races here in Europe, and we'll definitely try to get you some behind the scenes look with the BMW team, Toprak's team, and also some other teams, so that I could share my experiences in this amazing industry with you guys. But let's head out, let's find BMW, let's see the bikes. Well, this place is so big that I said we're going to BMW, but we ended up at Yamaha. It's right over here in the same booth as where Suzuki was. So we'll get to BMW, but let's take a look at the Yamaha, the new 2025 R1 and R1Ms with the new winglets. I think we may need to hit up Yamaha US so that we can get our hands on a new Yamaha R1, because you know my love and passion about these motorcycles. There is nothing that is out of Japan that offers the excitement that Yamaha offers. Right over here they have more of their race bikes, I think in Europe now you could only get the R1 as these race bikes, but we're still lucky in the United States that we're able to get the R1 and R1M on the street. Very, very cool. Look at all these race bikes. I assume this is the World Superbike that they run. These are probably the R6 Cup bikes. This is another R1, probably for another series, because I don't think this is the World Superbike edition over here. This is the R9, the new, all new R9. Right there they have the MotoGP bike. I don't see the number plate on it. It could be Quattrorado's bike. And if you've been watching, Quattrorado is doing some amazing things. It is Quattrorado's bike. He's doing some amazing, amazing things on MotoGP with that machine. We hope that Yamaha gets to a level where Fabio is actually competitive. Let's go try to find some more R1. Unfortunately, again, this is a trend that's following in Europe. All these superbikes are being outlawed. So in fairs like this, in exhibitions like this, it's hard to find these superbikes. I'm looking around just to see if I get to see the R1 or the R1M. They don't have it on display here, unfortunately. But take a look at some of these. I haven't seen any of these. So these are the XSR 900s, and these are some sort of a cafe racer type of bike. I bet you these would be fun. And here's with some old school livery on it. Very, very cool. Well, that's the Yamaha booth. Unfortunately, there is no presence of the R1M. Here at EICMA, we just saw the R1, which is okay, but I want to try very hard to get our hands on an R1M so that we could get maybe another Motomillion R1M build going. The new updated fairings are very cool, and I still love those bikes. They have something about them, just like some of the Ducatis that I love. Don't get me wrong, I like the other bikes too, but there is something that I can't tell you in words. It's not tangible, that makes them so cool. But let's go around. I think I also spotted Kawasaki. Let's go look at the Kawasaki booth. This is Olin's right here. They have a full-on presence. King of the Baggers bike, which is very, very cool. This is an insane series in the US. It's a support race series that they made for the Moto America series. These are basically all tricked out bikes. I guess this is not a King of the Baggers bike. This is actually a street Harley Davidson. Look at this. It's carbon bodywork everywhere. It almost looked like King of Baggers bikes because it has the Brembo and the Öhlins. But when I spot one, I already saw one. I'll show you those King of the Baggers bike. It's a series that's made for Harley Davidson and Moto America. And it looks crazy when they're racing those things around the track. Let's head over to Kawasaki. Let's take a look at what they have to offer. And I'm going to make my way to BMW, guys. And we'll put Ducati towards the end. There's that new Panigale V2 that they released, which some of you guys didn't believe me when I showed you guys those pictures that I said that is the new Panigale V2. We leaked it out 2 weeks before its release. It is here. I don't know. We'll talk about it when we get there. But let's try to find Kawasaki. So here are the things. There are more super bikes and race bikes on aftermarket booths than there are on manufacturer booths. And here is a Barney racing bike. This is actually, I guess it's a Barney Racing livery. It's not an actual race bike, but this is the 2025 Panigale V4 with the dual-sided swing arm. It's crazy that they already have the race bodywork on it. It has some trick parts. I guess it's set up some sort of a track day bike. It has the full Acura race exhaust on it, and this is the Aussie Racing booth. So Aussie Racing already has wheels for the brand new Panigale V4, and if you saw our Panigale V2 build, we had the amazing limited edition Aussie Racing wheels. They have them full on at display. They have all their models. The Cativa is usually their magnesium lineup. Gas is their street lineup for forged aluminum. There's also the Piegas, which are also street homologated. There is the Piega Rs, which are race only. You have more of the single-sided swing arms. Here is the Piega R. So the difference between the Piega and the Piega R are that the R is lightened up even more. It doesn't come with any DOT homologations. And here they have on display some of the MotoGP and Moto2, Moto3 bike wheels in some very cool colors. I've shown you guys this at MotoGP before, but take a look at this. I think this is actually a Yamaha wheel because Fabio Quartararo runs them in this chromish color. They only run 3 bolts for their rotors for the sake of lightness. So this was OZ Racing. Again, let's try to go find some super bikes. I am going to try to get to Kawasaki, guys. I think that's my next mission. If I could find Kawasaki, let's go there. If not, also there's BMW that I really want to get to. There it is. We see the BMW sign right up there peaking. Let's go take a look to see what BMW's got to offer, guys. Right over here, this right away is the brand new 2025 S1000RR in the M color scheme. Even though that the fairings look similar, this front fairing is not even the same as the previous model. I'm very, very excited because I think I'm committing to getting a 2025 S1000RR. The M1000RR, you already know our experience with it. I think it may not be worth it to get it. And this is actually a 2024 model year. This is not a 2025 model year. This is on one of their simulators that they have here. But right back over here is the 2025 M1000RR. And as you guys take a look, this bike is no longer carbon bodied. Only the winglets are carbon fiber, but the bike itself is just plastic bodywork. And this here, I don't know, I guess all the carbon is now changed to satin carbon on it. But the winglets, I'll be honest, the pictures and videos are very hard to judge with this stuff. The winglets look a lot nicer. I actually prefer these winglets. And as I said, when we had our 2023 M1000RR project bike, I did not like the fact that it had so many M logos all over it. And there is the lack of M logos other than the fuel tank, which is totally fine on this motorcycle, which makes it looking cool. But I think I may be away from a homologation BMW for a little while for street use. But the sweet spot is this brand new 2025 model year. I was not too sure about the front winglets. The winglets look a lot more sharper on their pictures. It has some curves to it that I don't think comes across on the videos and on their intro that BMW did. This is a good looking bike. I'm telling you guys, some of you guys are turned off with this big mustache, but this looks really, really good. And I can't wait to get one of these. I think it's not going to be the M color scheme. We're going to go for that new bluestone metallic. This is the new S1000 single R. I believe this is the M1000 single R in the silver color. And they have the MXR, which we already have a project going on with 650E right over here. They have some of their race bikes, the World Superbikes, right along over here as well. And I want to show you guys something. I've shown you guys some other manufacturers. You buy this bike for the road, you get Nissan calipers and shocks that are not Öhlins. But when they go racing to go win championships, they are using Brembo brakes and Öhlins suspension. I really think that a Halo Superbike should have come with Öhlins suspension and Brembo brakes. That's where we're coming, guys. We could provide you all those. We even made those aero disc covers that fit the road Öhlins forks, and you can make your M1000RR have Brembo and Öhlins on it with those. Again, I'm looking at this again and again. It's a good looking bike. No longer carbon. We will have all the carbon bodywork for it as well. These winglets look really, really cool though. I must admit, I'm a fan of these new style winglets as well. And right over here, they have that crazy color schemes. S1000 single R. I want to hear from you guys. There's some mixed reviews about this new front end. I reserve any commentary on my end because I am not much exposed to the single R's, even though we carry a lot of stuff for these bikes because there's a lot of carryover from the double R models. But I'd have to ride one. I haven't ridden one for a very long time, and I won't comment on the looks. I'll just let you guys do the commenting because I know that they have their own following, and I want to hear from you guys of what you guys think. And right over here, they have Harley Davidson. And if you guys didn't know, I'm a particular fan of the Harley Davidson bikes. I do often try to rent them and go visit the Keys in Florida. Again, something doesn't have to be mechanically perfect or good, for them to be fun. And Harley Davidson's the perfect example. If you guys have never ridden one, I'm sure in any major urban area in the United States, there are Harley Davidson's own rental centers. It actually doesn't cost a lot of money. Go try to rent one and go for a nice cruise. Don't try to do what you do with your sport bike on a Harley Davidson. They're meant for cruising. Go on a long journey. You may catch the bug like I do. I don't know if I would ever spend the money because they are quite expensive, and their nicer stuff is always the most desirable ones. I cannot take that little step to spend $40,000 or $50,000 on a Harley Davidson, but you could easily rent them, and it would be some of their top of the line models, the street glides and the ultra glides that you could rent from your local Harley Davidson centers. I think it's something very cool. If you like motorcycles, you should experience it. I really mean it. And some of their new bikes, their special models they have, they come with a hand-painted paint job. I don't know if this is it, but that CVO over here definitely is one of those models that now, even on a Harley Davidson, you can get Brembo brakes, which is very cool. But take a look at this sparkling paint job. The paint jobs are absolutely insane on these bikes when you go up to some of their top of the line models. And you'll have music blasting, you'll have your navigation in front of you. It is seriously a fun time. Now I'm getting the itch because I'm thinking maybe when I go back to Florida, I should go rent a Harley Davidson and take you guys out for a ride. But let's go look around, let's see what else we're gonna find. The LeoVince Stand, guys, we do offer some of their exhaust systems now. They are on the lower price points. It is a good alternative for someone who wants some sort of a reputable brand but doesn't want to spend a whole lot of money. I mean, don't expect some exotic materials. Yes, they do have carbon fiber. I don't think they're at the level of Aero or a Krapovich, but I think if you are a price-conscious buyer, do check them out. We have their offerings now available on our website. That's LeoVince right there. Let's go try to see what else we're gonna find. Well, I'm back in Miami, and I apologize if you guys expected to see a lot more coverage from EICMA, but my visit to EICMA in Italy was never about getting to see all the bikes there, which I definitely did not get to see. Even the KTM Superbike that was announced, I didn't have time to see it. For me, it was strictly to be there to have my business meetings, because don't forget, almost everyone in the industry is there. It's a great place to get work done in an efficient manner. I was in and out of meetings for 3.5 days non-stop the whole day. And in the meantime, I tried to film some stuff to show you guys what's happening. But as I mentioned earlier in this video, things got very crazy during the public days, which it always does at EICMA. There's no need for me to try to be in the crowds to get you guys some mediocre footage. I'm sure if you guys search around on YouTube, there's some very good coverage of EICMA if that's what you want to see. But these vlogs are mostly about behind the scenes stuff. But I'm back in Miami already with this thing still on my neck because I got to go and have some great time in Bologna. I got to visit the Ducati factory and the Ducati museum. My good friend Amedeo at DBK Special Parts, who used to work for Ducati, organized a very special private tour of the Ducati factory. And this was my name tag that was there. And I'm going to keep this for a while because this is pretty special. It says De La Casa, which is not my name, obviously. I'm Manny from Motomillion, but that means of the house. They did really take care of us over there. Unfortunately, also if you saw these stickers over here, they covered up every single camera that we have so that there's strictly no pictures, no videos. You go there to be in the moment to see what they do. I strongly encourage every one of you guys, Ducati fan or not, anyone can book a Ducati factory tour. I guess it won't be a private tour, but the tours are pretty small and pretty intimate. and you'll get to see what goes on there. If you're part of a DOC, which is a Ducati Owners Club, you get to go in free, which is crazy. And also there's the Ducati Museum, which after we publish this video, we'll be publishing a special video of me showing you guys the Ducati Museum. It's not very big, but there's a lot of special bikes that are worth seeing. But also if you see the evolution of the motorcycles over time, it's great to see because they have regular road bikes, but they also have race bikes, and you get to see what's transferred over. Very, very cool thing to see. But now that we're back in Miami, let me tell you guys what we're going to be up to in the upcoming videos that you could expect. We have the 20K Challenge GSXR 1000, which you guys are loving and I'm loving because you guys are loving it. We have our Hypermotard mono over here, which we will be shortly starting to film because we have a lot of parts to go on. And let me show you some of these parts that we have over here. Some DBK special parts that we're going to be installing on our Hypermotard 698, which I brought back with me because we also got a very cool behind the scenes look at DBK special parts. We showed you guys how everything is made, and I think it's very fascinating and cool to see there are companies that are still making everything in-house in Italy, because unfortunately there's a lot of companies who hide behind Italian brand names while stuff is not produced in Italy. I was very happy and fortunate that I got to see everything over there, and there's a video of the inside look at DBK special parts that would have already been posted on our YouTube channel by the time this vlog is posted. If you haven't seen it, go and take a look at that video. Also, another cool thing, Italian thing, is Brembo. We have these brand new Brembo High Pure calipers now available. So if you guys are looking to upgrade your brakes, this is something really, really cool, cutting edge technology from Brembo that came out. So we have these. I made some content over here, and you can expect to see this probably on the Hypermotard for us because we want to upgrade the caliper that's on the Hypermotard. Next week, 650 will be here to collect his RSV4 that we've had here for a little while, so we have to actually change the exhaust. This is a slip-on that's on it. We're going to be converting it to the full exhaust system, the SC Project full system, and then we're going to be doing a couple more things. We already put this gorgeous carbon fiber wheels. We were going to do some gold accents on it, but when Eve saw his bike, I sent him a picture. He said, don't worry about the gold wheels. He loves how it looks. We're actually going to put some more carbon fiber on the bike as well. And I'm still dealing with jet lag, guys. Going over to Italy, it's 6 hours ahead. It wasn't really a thing, but also I was getting only 3-4 hours of sleep at night because there was so much stuff going on. We were doing business during the day, and also, you know, when you're in Italy, you have to go for dinners and you have to eat their wonderful food. So I didn't get a lot of sleep, but now I'm back in Miami and I'm paying for it. I'm jet lagged pretty severely, so I have a hard time staying up during the regular hours that human beings stay up at. But now I got to start filming this beautiful Hypermotard to start our video for it and continue on our build for you guys to view on YouTube. I think that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of Italy, a little bit of Miami, and if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next time, guys, have a good one.